How much would you pay for a third Titanfall game? Honestly, Titanfall as a franchise has had a very strange trajectory because what started as a moderately successful and well-known FPS series turned into the most popular battle royale game in the world for a while. But now that Apex Legends is bleeding players extremely quickly and the demand for Titanfall 3 has never been higher, what is EA actually going to do? What is Respawn going to work on for the future of this universe? What is up, everybody? Jimmy or Chaos, and today I'm going to tell you that Titanfall 3 has a chance. We're going to go over everything that we know about Titanfall 3 in 2025, some of which is leaked, some of which is official. And after you listen to everything we talk about, I want you to tell me down in the comments when you think this game is actually going to come out, assuming it comes out at all. Drop a like, make sure you guys are subscribed, and before we get into it, guys, I'm going to be doing a Titanfall 2 complete Let's Play on the new Chaos Let's Play channel. The link is at the bottom of the description, and I would love for you guys to get over there and get subscribed. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Brand new, started from scratch, from the bottom up. We are doing it the right way this time, and it is going to be the place for all Let's Plays moving forward. We're in the middle of GTA 5 right now, and we're doing Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. It's my first ever Warhammer video game, and it's a ton of fun, so I would love to see you guys over there. So throughout the years, there have been a handful of little teasers laid for Titanfall 3 that obviously didn't end up being anything substantial, but they're certainly not things we should be ignoring. Perhaps the most important development over the last year or so has been Respawn's quiet fixing of the Titanfall 2 PC servers, which that was super unexpected but very appreciated. In case you didn't know, the Titanfall 2 servers on PC were hacked up pretty quickly, and because Titanfall 2 was seen as a financial disappointment by EA, even though it was an amazing game, Respawn was never really given the freedom or funding to work on fixing the security exploits that made it possible. So even though Titanfall 2 had been garnering a cult following since its release in 2016, the multiplayer on PC has been hit or miss. But not too long ago, Respawn started quietly updating the game around the time that it would have been the 10th anniversary of Titanfall 1. They patched up the security. They put the game on a $3 sale on Steam for a long time. They completely revived the multiplayer on PC. Titanfall 2 saw a giant boost in players on Steam. It jumped from roughly 2,000 average concurrent players to over 4,000 with a peak of well over 10,000 concurrent players on a single platform, which to me is pretty insane for an 8-year-old game. Now the revival of Titanfall 2 didn't last forever, but it's still very peculiar that Respawn decided to randomly fix the servers of this game that they weren't making any money off of anymore, especially not since they put it on a $3 sale. It's also very peculiar that they decided to do that right around the 10th anniversary of Titanfall 1. Why would they be doing this unless there was a theory going around that there was going to be a major announcement on the 10th anniversary about a new game or possibly a major overhaul revival update for TF2, similar to how 343 Industries overhauled and revived Master Chief's collection with a few major patches. Now, obviously, that never happened, but it really seemed like they were setting something up, because updating a game from 2016 this heavily did not make any sense if they weren't going to go anywhere with it. They're not going to waste assets, time, and people if there's not a reason. Does that mean there really was something in the works, then it got scrapped? Because it was widely reported last year that EA and Respawn were changing a lot of things about the way Apex Legends was being managed, and it wasn't that long ago that EA also canceled the planned single-player game in Apex Legends universe, so it's entirely possible that a Titanfall 3 announcement or Titanfall 2 revival was supposed to happen at some point last year, but then plans changed. They were put on hold. Now, before we go any further, one little piece of hope I want to throw at you is something that was revealed a while ago about the development of Titanfall 2. According to members of the Titanfall 2 team, development began and ended in just 10 months because the gameplay wasn't revolutionary, according to the team. And when you look at the gameplay of Titanfall 2, it really is just a refinement and advancement of Titanfall 1's skeleton. Titanfall 3 would presumably be another moderate evolution of the last game's gameplay, and once again, not seen as revolutionary by the team. That's okay, because it's not like we need Titanfall 3 to be revolutionary. With how much animation and modeling work has already been done by Apex Legends for the current gen consoles and PCs, I think it's safe to assume that Titanfall 3 wouldn't take nearly as long to develop as a lot of AAA games do. Game development always takes a really long time now, that's for sure, but Respawn Entertainment has a history of making games pretty quickly, and good games. Again, it only took them 10 months to make Titanfall 2. It also only took them 3 years to make Jedi Survivor. Now, granted, Jedi Survivor has a ton of technical issues, but I think you get where I'm going here. The time between Titanfall 3 being greenlit and Titanfall 3 finishing development shouldn't actually be that long, so matter what. We never really technically were that far away from Titanfall 3's release, if you understand what I mean. So, over the years, Respawn Entertainment has acknowledged many times they are fully aware of the demand for a third Titanfall game. And they've reassured players that Titanfall is going to be part of their DNA as a developer, although recent changes to Apex have caused a lot of players to question if that's true. But so far, nothing official has been put on the books. Respawn Entertainment really seems like they love teasing us with possible Titanfall 3 related things, but so far, none of it is actually intentional, especially since they've changed the name of the franchise to the Apex Legends universe, which I understand from a business perspective, but it's definitely a little discouraging as someone who wants another Titanfall game. Now, a job listing was discovered last year that seemed to suggest Respawn was thinking about Titanfall 3 a bit more than they seemed to put on. In May of 2024, Respawn was seen looking for a new senior director for an undisclosed project that was in very early development, but in the job listing, they made sure to say the person needs to have multiplayer FPS experience. And before you say that person was probably just going to join the Apex team, I should repeat that this was for a brand new project that wasn't announced yet. If it was for Apex, the job listing would have just said that it was for Apex, and it definitely wouldn't have referred to the project as being something brand new. And sure, you could also say, Jimmy, that senior director was probably just for the Star Wars FPS project, but you'd actually be wrong there because it was confirmed last year that the Star Wars FPS has been scrapped for whatever reason. So less than a year ago, Respawn was looking to hire a new senior director for an unannounced project, and they had to have experience working on multiplayer FPS games. I don't know about you, that sounds like Titanfall 3. I don't want to give you too much hope or false hope in case there's some brand new FPS game that they're about to just ghost drop on us that we know absolutely nothing about, but they are working on some secret multiplayer FPS that will probably be announced in the near future. Now, interestingly, there are some conflicting reports about whether or not the new FPS game is part of the Apex universe, which is the Titanfall universe. Again, the job listing doesn't reveal what the game is or what franchise it's part of, but I have some reports that claim it's going to be some kind of Apex Legends spin-off, which Titanfall 3 would technically qualify as. I know it's a little annoying to refer to Titanfall as an Apex spin-off instead of the other way around, but that's the world we live in now, and we have to accept that. And frankly, who cares? If they want to call Titanfall 3 an Apex spin-off, I'll call it whatever EA wants as long as they put it in my hands. Now, on top of all this, Respawn has been putting more and more Titanfall references in Apex, which seems like an odd thing to do if they're trying to distance themselves from the main series, which is what a lot of people have said they think is happening. But if Apex Legends really is supposed to be this true replacement for Titanfall, and they just want us to forget it, like, what was it, Men in Black, where he pushed a little thing and you forget everything happened? If that was true, Respawn and EA would never want to revisit the Titanfall franchise. They would never put effort or intention into putting stuff in there that jogs a nostalgic memory for you and me about Titanfall. Why would the Apex team be putting effort into reminding people of stuff from Titanfall? Seems a little counterproductive to me, right? Or maybe there's stuff we just don't know about. We're not privy to yet. So at the end of the day, I don't think Titanfall 3 is dead. I really honestly think it could be that Apex Legends spinoff. You guys let me know what you think. If we get anything else about it, I'll keep you updated. Make sure to go check out the Chaos Let's Play channel. Like I said, we're probably going to kick off a Titanfall 2 Let's Play, I would say, in probably a week or so. I would love to see you guys subbed over there.